All right, so we're back with technical difficulty. I do have time for two more questions, and they're siblings, so I think it's kind of cool that they both get their questions on here. This first one is Jacayla Cross. She's in 10th grade. It's funny how much you remind me of her, but she has a business idea to bring Asian culture to urban communities
Hmm.
through dance and art and culture. Very art driven person. But anyway, she asked, "What has been the hardest part about growing your audience?"
Oh, it's a daily thing that is probably, unfortunately, when it comes to the logistics of running a business, opening emails, doing invoices, looking at your Slack messages, it's unfortunately probably one of the things that I can consciously work on the least, which is almost the exact opposite of what a business owner should be doing. That should be like your primary focus every day. How can I reach more people with the thing that I'm doing? How do I find where they are? Like what platforms are they on? What are they reading? What are they watching? How can I connect the dots and find those people? As so, as a solopreneur largely, I, of course, am aware of that. But at some point, to be able to hire a person whose full-time job that is to sort of manage the audience development piece is definitely the goal. But yes, that basically should be the number one sort of task almost every day. How can I find the people that I'm trying to reach, and how can I provide the most value to those people with what it is that I do?
Incredible. And I agree. And especially when you're in the creative field. Now, this is her brother, Jameer Mayfield. He's in 11th grade, also a band member, part of our drum line here at Velma Jackson. Has a really cool concept for barbecue that also feeds the homeless. So it really
Amazing.
is a food business that's also a social entrepreneurship. So
Hmm.
really cool that he's thinking that way. But he asked, how do you handle the criticism people show you?
Uh, I mean, I wish I could just give you the easy answer. Like, oh yeah, like after a while, it just rolls off your shoulder and it doesn't even bother you. It's always going to bother you if someone doesn't dig what it is that you're doing because you presumably as the business owner want to do well. You want people to be like, "Oh, I really enjoy that." So when they don't or when there's something that maybe just is a disconnect, it's always going to kind of ping you and, sting a little bit. But I try not to like stay in those mindsets all day long. I try to figure out, okay, what is the issue here? Did they not like the cut of the episode? Did they think that what we did with the design wasn't what they were going for? Is it there's something that's, completely has nothing to do with us, but we still are the ones who have to interact with this client. Um, just trying to best figure out how can we make this situation right is kind of the only way to, again, the feeling's never going to go away completely, but even if you all never end up working together again, if they can leave and say, they did, handle the situation, it wasn't our thing, but, on paper with what the contract said, they fulfilled that contract. Sometimes that's the best you can do.
Love it. Well, we're almost out of time, and we thank you so much for taking some time for us. But a couple things before we go. Couldbeprettycool.com is where all your socials are, all of your links to your YouTube. Great content, and I always say find positive things online to see. I mean, you can find the funny stuff. I mean, I like the celebrities too, but find people like yourself that are always putting out content that can only be useful for you. So couldbeprettycool.com, Kacie Luaders on YouTube. Really cool stuff there. You've got a couple of great podcast interviews that I listened to last night while I was doing some work. So it's stuff you can listen to while you're doing something else. So it really is great stuff and more about your life. Just such an incredible story that you've had. So very big inspiration. Now, the last thing, it's no secret we're about to celebrate Black History Month, and one thing that cannot be preached on enough is I always say one thing I always say is Black History Month shouldn't mean more to me than it does to you. And that may hurt people's feelings, but that's just I think we've had way too many great black entrepreneurs that haven't gotten credit over the decades that deserve it. And it's important that everybody remembers what so many people went through in order to advance black entrepreneurship. So as these kids start making decisions for their future, whether they want to go to college, whether they want to go straight into business, no matter what their path is, because we're not in the business of choosing paths, we're in the business of giving options.
Mm.
So as we get ready to celebrate Black History Month, as these kids start making decisions, why do they need to understand that the need for black entrepreneurs has never been greater than it is now? And also, there has never been a better time to make something amazing of yourself, no matter where you come from. So many people have paid the price to be able to for them to have this opportunity, and they need to seize it.
Absolutely. I mean, any hard day, I mean, like as we've been on this call, like my Slack is exploding. I did look down and see a thing I forgot to do, and I'm like, oh no, I have to, make a call after this. My worst day is still such a privilege because 30, 40 years ago. Yes, but even as like a woman compounded to the, being black, being able to go get a business credit card, being able to go to the bank and say, here's my idea for a business. Can you give me a loan? That wasn't something that people like me, people like us who had amazing ideas, who had the skills and the talent and the drive could just go and do. And so there are so many barriers still to face, but as you said, this is the best time to start your own thing. Even again, like if you're like, I'm going to do it on the side, I'm going to do it slowly, I'm going to, go work full time and, do it when I can. Having something that's yours is not something that we actually legally could have done not that long ago. So no matter what your idea is, it's like revolutionary almost.
Absolutely. Well, I know you got to get back to work, and it's amazing. And we'll definitely, when these Black History Month presentations get done, we'll definitely show them to you, to
I would love to
a
see
real
it.
artist. And and they're actually going to learn about something they may not have known about. So we got old ones and we got new ones. So again, we
Thanks.
thank you so much for joining us, founder of Could Be Pretty Cool, all the way from Atlanta, Georgia, Kacie Luaders. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, talk to you soon, buddy.
Okay, thank you. Have a great day.